Brad, for starters, Keaton Pearson, what do you know about him, or is there any chance he plays?
Yeah, he tried skating today here. It's Wednesday. I'll go through tomorrow again here, but I would probably say doubtful for the weekend. Just to be honest, and I don't think he's far away, but I think it's probably doubtful for the weekend.
And Bennett Smolik?
Yeah, I think that has a chance. At the end of the day, took a shot. And, he'll be. We'll know he's skating. We'll know more tomorrow.
What's it like trying to manage a decor when you don't know exactly who's in or out at practice?
Yeah, I think let's start first of all on Saturday night. Keaton Pearson wasn't available on Saturday. Bennett Smolik came back through the game, and then eventually in the third was unavailable. Gives opportunity for other guys, especially the young guys and some of the experienced guys, to take some more of the slack, I guess, as far as the ice time. But, it's a chance for growth, and you got to look at it that way. And, now we get to build a week of practice of trying to get the guys reps and guys a situation where, guys are playing with everybody. I think it's a situation you have to be flexible and resilient in the fact that you just don't have one D partner. You get to play with a bunch of different guys and build some chemistry that way. So I think it's an opportunity for growth.
Is that kind of what you guys did in fall practice, is juggle D pairings, so guys got used to it?
Yeah, when you bring 8 new guys in, we had 4 experienced guys and 4 freshmen, and I think for the first part we tried to get an experienced player with a freshman, to help each other out and especially help the younger guys out, and now it's kind of the same thing here. Obviously we've got a lot more younger guys than older guys, but at the end of the day, of just having a situation where everybody's growing as we go through the season and getting experience, and I think it's a situation where at the end of the day, right now, we're down a little bit on a couple of guys on the back end, but at the end of the day, it presents an opportunity to gain that experience early in the season.
Looking back at the power play Saturday night, what were your thoughts? Did you like what you saw? Do you want certain things different, or what are your thoughts on?
Yeah, so I think we had some looks. I think our entries weren't the cleanest. I think that's something where we want to be a little bit sharper on our entry to give us an opportunity. Again, whether you're on a power play or penalty, it's so critical to win the draw, right? When you win the draw, you have automatic possession, and then from there you can sustain a little momentum in the zone. But if you lose a draw and then you have to come out and go up and down the ice, especially if you're not clean on entries, it makes it difficult to gain momentum or score a goal. Once we got in the zone, I thought we did get some looks, but I think it's one of those things of being probably a little bit more direct or getting more pucks to the net or having a shooting mentality. I think sometimes when you have some really skilled players, you kind of tend to look to survey a little bit and try to make seam passes. And I think at the end of the day, you got to take what the other team gives you. And if it's a situation where they're highly aggressive, you got to make it 2 or 3 passes, get it to the net, get them on their heels. And I think we got to be a little more direct.
What's different about Owen McLaughlin's game so far this year than last?
His pace of the game. I think he's gotten stronger too. His body composition and gotten stronger physically. But his pace. Last year I think he lacked a little bit of pace, and that might become because of lack of strength or not as strong as he is this year. But I think his overall pace of his game, and and now he's getting stronger and winning faceoffs on a consistent basis here. I think that's a big deal. But yeah, I just think pace of play.
What do you think Dylan James can do for you guys this season, or what do you like about him?
Yeah, well, obviously, one of his greatest assets is his skating ability, how fast and quick he is. But now, putting the other part together as far as handling pucks, getting pucks to the net, being hard to play against in the offensive zone. At the end of the year, I thought he gained momentum on driving the net, getting the early shot on goaltenders, making it difficult for teams to defend his speed and playing on the inside. And, I think just getting that second part, along with that first part that he already has.
You mentioned entries and face-off wins. What are some things you're doing in practice this week to improve the PK or power play? Sorry.
Yeah, well, some of those things, right? I think we're trying to emulate. Like today, we did some power play work that emulated a 1-minute shift, a game-like situation, starting with a face-off. So, just trying to. Obviously nothing is like playing Friday or Saturday night, but just try to emulate things that usually happen and the pressure that's going to come at you. So again, like I said, addressing details of being more direct, but starting with the face-off.
Tell me about the role that Logan Brittain has taken on, especially with ice time and guys being injured.
Yeah, Logan's done a really good job coming in here, an experienced defenseman. I think he's done a really good job of kind of learning our culture or what we do here, but learning the level, the high intense level, the high compete level, the playing in the Ralph Engelstad Arena on a nightly basis with a full crowd, and he's handled it really well, the right way. And he looks like a guy that's calm, composed, in control. And playing a consistent brand of hockey. And I'll tell you, as a coach, when you got a defenseman like that plays that game, it's reassuring to know that he's not only helping our team, but he's helping the younger guys as well.
How has Ludvig kind of filled that void that you were missing at goaltender?
Yeah, he, again, like I said, I think talking about a guy that's learned, he was in a situation in our league, knowing the level, playing NCHC hockey and doing a really good job, and now he's on another team here, and I think he's brought his wealth of experience of talk about being calm and composed. He's a picture of that, and all you ask for is a goaltender that gives you a chance to win. And I think this past weekend, both goaltenders, one on our end of the rink and one on the other end of the rink, gave both teams a chance to win. And again, it's nice to know that he's got that consistent capability of doing that.
You and Mankato both have relatively new rosters this season. The fact that you have an experienced coaching staff behind you, how do you feel like that's going to help?
Well, I think when you look, it's nice to have some consistency like that. But when you look at their bench, they have guys that have coached all levels. Even though their first year on their team, they've coached in junior college levels, high at a very high level. So again, I think it's a situation where you got to make sure that you go through a week of preparation and knowing that you're going to be playing against a very good team. In Mankato and a well-coached team as well. So, again, just controlling what we do on a daily basis, whether you're a coach or a player.
And then taking away the positives from Minnesota, but still not riding that high too much?
No, we're way past that. We're way past that at the end of the day. We're dealing with right now with, some different guys that are going to get opportunity this weekend. We got a couple guys that'll be out of our lineup, and, that presents opportunity for guys coming in. And, we always preached about that, be ready. And I think at the end of the day, we know well enough that what you've done in the past, you learn from, but it doesn't matter right now. It's moving forward, and our body of work continues. We this year we have 12 non-conference games. We played 4. We're a third of the way through. We're not looking at the next 8 non-conference games or the beginning of the NCHC. The very most important game is Friday night against Mankato for our next non-conference game.
So up against a Maverick team that's got 11 goals in their first 3 games and then 0 in the last one, what can you do, at least with the defense, to continue sort of that streak a little bit, to slow that down, especially with a lot of the injuries?
Yeah, I think it's just keeping it simple, making sure that when you're out on the ice, you don't try to do too much, especially defending. I think we're doing a better job this year early in the season on defending as a 5-man unit. And I think everybody digging in and doing their job. And, when you're breaking out pucks, everybody being positional, having first awareness where you have to be, second of all, being in position, and third of all, making the easy play, the easy pass instead of trying to overcomplicate things. So I think when situations like that, especially with new guys that'll be in the lineup, it's keep things simple early.
And I know you spoke about this preseason too, but with the difficulty of schedule, built up on purpose to go up against these tough teams, playing number 1 Minnesota, getting the split, and now going up against Minnesota State, who was also a regional team in the NCAA last year. How does that sort of transition into it? And not about, brushing off the Gophers week last week, but about keeping up a pace against really strong teams back-to-back weekends.
Yeah, 100%. And again, you always, with the Minnesotas, the Boston Universities, the different things, and even Mankato, like you talked about, with NCAA playoff appearances and different things like that. I think you really got to look at it as it's just another opponent that's in the way, and you have to, not get too high or too low and get caught up on who it is, but know it's an opposition that's going to come in with a game plan, and it's going to play hard in the Ralph Engelstad Arena, and it's a situation on what we have to do as a team, and I think we built the identity of our team of playing fast and playing hard and playing together. I think it's another situation where this weekend we have to accentuate on the things that we do here.